Hello everyone, just passing by. My name is Bryer, and tonight I'm going to do something a little bit different tonight. I'm going to go ahead and showcase my entire CD collection, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm desperate for content. So, I'm going to go through A through C because I have over 300 CDs. So, we're obviously not going to cover it in one night. So, that's why I am breaking it up. So, I'm going to start with A. Now, A is pretty short. Just to give you an idea, this is the A's, not very big. Okay, so we're gonna start off with ABBA. This is my only one so far. This is their greatest hits, probably the best greatest hits if you want to get into ABBA. I'm definitely interested in getting their studio albums because there are some deep cuts I've listened to that I actually do quite enjoy. But as of right now, I'm fine with having this right now. But again, hopefully we'll get more in the future. Okay, next, we're going to do a big jump. We're going from ABBA to AC/DC. I have 4. 2 with Bon Scott on vocals and 2 with Brian Johnson. So first up, we have Let There Be Rock. Okay, next, we have Highway to Hell. Classic, Back in Black, and finally, The Razor's Edge. Alright, I only have one CD by this band, and I actually got this quite recently. This is Accept with their album, Balls to the Walls. There you go. This is a German metal band, and well, from what I've heard, this is the only album I've listened to fully. But this is actually really good, really strong 80s rock metal album. Definitely check it out if you're into that, and I definitely want to try and get more in the future. And we're already at the end of the A's. I only have 2 left, and that band is Aerosmith. I have Toys in the Attic and Permanent Vacation. Definitely want to get more, but I don't think I'm gonna go beyond Permanent Vacation because I've listened to the stuff after that and like, okay, but early Aerosmith is definitely the best. I think a lot of people agree with me. Alright, so now we're getting to the B's. The B's is the biggest, I think it's the tallest. If I were to stack them compared with all the other CDs that's in their respective letter, I think the B is the tallest one. So I actually had to break it up into 2 halves. So let me go ahead and try and get the first half down without dropping a single one. So here we go. That's it. That's stack 1. So here we go. Starting off with Love 'Em or Hate 'Em. I quite enjoy their stuff. This is Metal Resistance by Baby Metal. Again, Love 'Em or Hate 'Em, but there's some good songs I like on this one. Karate, Amor, From Dusk Till Dawn, No Rain, No Rainbow. So I like it. I dig it. Again, I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan, but definitely worth checking out at least once. Don't judge me. I only got this because of the big hit. You know the one. Of course you know the one. That's the only reason why I got this. So, I don't care for the rest of it, but fuck it. Okay, next. This is a band where I definitely want to get more of their albums, but this is a good starter. Like, I personally try not to get greatest hits nowadays because Sometimes I'll hear a song that's not on any greatest hits, and I'll be like, oh fuck, now I have to try and get the album. So I try to go straight for the albums instead of going for the greatest hits. If that makes sense, I don't fucking know. So here we go. Bad Company, 10 from 6. 10 songs from 6 albums. Again, good starter, but yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get their studio albums in the future. Okay, another CD I got fairly recently. I've actually listened to the whole album through, and I grew to really start to really appreciate the band. I used to like them, but now I'm starting to really become a fan. This is The Band. This is their self-titled album. This is their second one, by the way. Really good album. Across the Great Divide, Rag Mama Rag, The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down, Up on Cripple Creek. I mean, The Unfaithful Servants, just love it. Definitely check it out if you have not. Okay, finally getting to the Beatles. I only have their later stuff, but yeah, I hope to get all their albums at one point, because you have to, right? Because it's the Beatles, for Christ's sake. So first up, we have Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. What can you say? One of the greatest albums ever. Ooh. Next, now this is a very old. I'm assuming it's an old issue of the White Album, but here it is. This one's disc 1 and this one's disc 2. It's kind of weird having them in 2 separate jewel cases, but I guess I'm assuming this is I'm assuming this is like a very old issue, so I don't think they thought this through. But you know, it's good to have it. I definitely want to upgrade it at some point, but this is good for now. Next, Abbey Road, essential to all music fans to at least listen to this album one time. And lastly, I have the one and only. Just 27 of their biggest hits, definitely worth getting. Alright, next we have the Bee Gees. Now, I have the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. Even though it's not technically a Bee Gees album, I mean, the biggest songs on here are by them, so I'm including it. I call this a Bee Gees album. I don't care what you say. Alright, next. Spirits Having Flown. Really good one. And The Ultimate Bee Gees. It's a 2-disc greatest hits. Even though I did say I try not to get greatest hits nowadays. However, this one is actually pretty good. I mean, I need to get any more Bee Gees albums at the moment. So, yeah. Again, I try not to get greatest hits, but sometimes there's a good one. This one's a good one. Alright, I only have one album by this artist. That is Billy Idol. And excuse this giant crack here. That's just how it came when I got it. Kind of disappointing, but you know, at least the CD itself is okay. So yeah, really good album. Alright, next we got Billy Joel. I have 4 albums by him. Really love his stuff. First up, we have Piano Man. My favorite one, The Stranger. "52nd Street." And Stormfront. So that is the end of the first stack of the Bees. So now, let me go ahead and get the second half. Try to drop it. here we go. Black Sabbath. Oop. Excuse that if you heard that. I hit something. Paranoid. Now, this is actually the reason why this is in a demi pack and this was in a jewel case, because I got Paranoid first. I actually got these later at a Best Buy. Along with the next few ones, these are remasters. I mean, this one I was thinking of getting the remaster just so it can match these, but you know, this one still sounds good. So we'll see. Not sure yet, but yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Next, we have Master Reality, Volume 4, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. This is probably my favorite Black Sabbath album. And finally, Sabotage. I really want to start getting more of their stuff, especially the post-Ozzy stuff. Who knows, maybe I'll try to get all their albums. There's a lot of bands I want to try and get all their albums for. Alright, next up. This band I'm still listening to. I bought 2 of their albums, and so far it's slowly starting to click with me, but as of right now, I'm still trying to familiarize myself with it. So here we have Blue Oyster Cult, Secret Treaties, and probably their most well-known album, Agents of Fortune. This is an artist I initially was like, okay, this is pretty good, but now I'm now becoming a bigger fan now. That is Bob Dylan. Here we have Highway 61 Revisited. Next is probably my favorite Bob Dylan album, Blonde on Blonde. Yeah, just really good stuff. Rainy Day Women, number 12 and 35, Pledging My Time, Visions of Johanna, I Want You, Just Like a Woman, just good stuff. After that, we have Blood on the Tracks. At one point this was my favorite, but that's changed. Still good though. And finally, Desire. This was actually the first Bob Dylan album I got. Alright, this next one's kind of it's kind of a strange one. I have no idea what to make of this. So this is Bob Marley, but this is kind of like a 3-disc pack. I got no clue what this is. I'm guessing these are greatest hits, but so far I don't recognize any of these songs. I'm guessing these are like maybe B-sides. Like these were like singles or whatever that weren't on any album, or maybe they were, but I don't know. If you know what this is supposed to be, please let me know in the comments, because I have no clue. I haven't even listened to these yet. Oh well, but you know, might as well have it. So probably this next one is probably going to be the only album I'll ever get from this band. We have Bon Jovi. I only got this for the hits. Call Me Shallow. But really, I don't really care for the other stuff, to be honest. It's just okay. But the hits are good. Squidward on a chair! Definitely a classic one here. One of the greatest debut albums in rock music. Definitely check it out if you haven't. Almost done here with the bees. Finally. Now, even though you've seen a lot of the old stuff here, and old music does dominate my collection, but that doesn't mean I hate newer music. I do occasionally get it if I think it's good, and this one's pretty good. We have Bruno Mars, Unorthodox Jukebox. lot of good songs on here. You know, Locked Out in Heaven, Treasure, Moonshine, Natalie, just, yeah, good songs. I like it. I'm not a big Bruno Mars fan, but, you know, I do like Bruno Mars. Finally, closing off the B's, we have Bryan Adams. This is just greatest hits. Of course, this is probably greatest hits I don't mind having because I personally don't really care that much for Bryan Adams for his music. I only care for the hits, so this is nice. This is good to have. Not much to say on that one. Okay, so now almost there. Now it's time for the C's. C is longer than the A, but shorter than the B's. Here we go. This is all of them here. Okay, first up, we have the Carpenters. Now, I actually found this in my grandma's old collection. I was just going through it and I found this. This is a posthumous album after Karen's death. And, you know, it sounds pretty good. You know, obviously it doesn't sound as good as their early stuff, but you know, some good stuff on it. I like it. I dig it. I mean, of course, I mean, what can you say? I mean, Karen Carpenter, one of the greatest female singers, in my opinion. Cars, greatest hits, got this at a thrift store. Nice starter. Definitely want to get their studio albums. Like I say with most greatest hits nowadays. Okay, Celine Dion. Let's talk about love. A New Day Has Come. And The Essential. 2-pack. I usually whenever I get greatest hits, I usually try to see if they have the essentials because usually those are pretty good. This is a 2-disc pack. So yeah, I think I'm covered with Celine Dion. I don't think I'm going to be getting any more, unless I'm wrong. Alright, almost done. Next, we have Cheap Trick. Heaven Tonight. Lap of Luxury. And the very best of Cheap Trick. Now, I don't think I'm a fan of this brand here, Playlist. They're okay, but, you know, they do give you the hits, but, I definitely prefer others. Okay, last two. Here comes another example of a good greatest hits. We have Chicago, Only the Beginning. 2 discs. Disc 1 kind of shows their early stuff, while the second half kind of shows their more well-known, kind of the more popular stuff that most of us has heard. So yeah, good example. Definitely, if you want to get into Chicago, I actually do recommend you get this one. Get a nice little starter. And finally, we have last one here. I'm not going to attempt to say it because I always get it wrong, but the second you see this, you'll know what I'm talking about. Of course, it's Cream with some of the most iconic lineup in a band. We have Ginger Baker, Jack Bruce, and of course, Eric Clapton. One of those classic albums of the 60s. And if you open it up, just look at that. Far out. Alright, and that does it. So I hope you enjoyed part 1. If you enjoyed this, then please leave a like, leave a comment down below, tell me what was your favorite CD that you saw tonight, and I'll see you in part 2. Take care and have a good evening.